Now, Coach, I know you probably didn't get the start of the season you would have wanted, but tonight you kind of get a restart. How do you plan on using that to your advantage?
Well, we found out a lot of things in our preseason schedule. That's why it was tough. We finished 2-2. We learned a lot about ourselves, and I think it helped us be ready for tonight. Obviously we're expecting a tough district and a tough game tonight, but we feel really good about our chances.
And talking a little bit about Abilene Cooper, they did lose a few games, but it seems like those games were against some pretty tough competitors. What are some things you've seen from them that you're hoping your players can overcome tonight? Thanks, David. Now I'm here with Joseph Diaz, or JoJo, as he told me to call him. Now, he's the mascot at Monterey, and he's in character right now, but I'll go ahead and let him take this off before we start our interview. Thanks, David. And I'm here with Nick Van Heisen, and he's a part of the yearbook crew over at Lubbock High. Now, you've been all up and down these sidelines tonight. What are some responsibilities you have here? Coach, clearly tonight is not ideal football weather. How do you keep your players focused on the game and not the weather? Thanks, David, and I'm here with Libby McNeil, and she's a part of Lubbock High's band. Now, I know y'all can't see this, but she actually has a hurt foot tonight, but you still marched. How did that affect you? And with it just being the start of the season, each Lubbock ISD team has a lot of improvement and potential. What are some things you're hoping to see throughout the season? And I'm here with Coach Rhodes, the head coach over at Plainview. Now, this is the game that you and Lubbock High are both trying to get your first win of the season. How important is that win for y'all? And I'm here with some students from Evans Middle School Band. Now, there are a lot of y'all out here. I see y'all everywhere. Ryan, can you tell me a little bit about what y'all are doing tonight? And Elizabeth, can you kind of talk about why this opportunity is so cool for y'all? Yeah, David, I'm over here at the Lubbock High sideline, and when players came off the field, coaches were really letting them have it, telling them they need to get their heads into this game and to start listening to their coaches, because apparently they aren't doing too good of a job of that tonight. Back to you.
One Estacado High School band student is multi-talented. He has achieved great success at solo and ensemble competitions.
But according to recent census data, there are more dogs in Seattle than there are children. You're sure to see pugs at the park, beagles and banks, and German shepherds at the gym. We caught up with a couple of locals to see why Seattle is such a dog lover's dream.
Since we are on the subject of local, Lubbock has several outstanding museums, and we would like to show you a couple of them. First, let's look at a museum that truly reflects Lubbock.
Welcome to The Connection. I'm Emily Shafer.
I'm Alexis Garcia. Thank you for joining us.
Thousands of media students from across the country have gathered this week in Nashville for the 15th annual Student Television Network Convention.
One idea turned into a reality when giving back was the mentality. Our reporters went behind the scenes, and let's take a look.
But locals tell us those tourists miss the best spots. Here's a look at Seattle's scenic views in 60 seconds.
The Oscars are coming up in a few weeks, but how would you like to see your movie on the big screen? Fall is upon us, and along with the weather, we also experience some other changes.
Seattle may have a rainy reputation, but locals find their consolation on cloudy days with a hot cup of coffee. Here's Benito Santos with a look at what's trending in the capital of caffeine.
March Madness is here. Our Connection sports reporter, Andrew Gonzalez, has a look at some of the first round brackets. Andrew, what's going on? Our final story today is a special look at a first-year teacher at Coronado who has a great story to tell. Let's watch.
Okay, so you're gonna want both.
Bree has been in AP classes for as long as she can remember, but there is one thing most don't know. Bree has dyslexia.
I was in kindergarten and they first tested me, but it came back negative. But my parents kind of knew that something was not right. I had a learning disability, like I wasn't learning correctly. And so they held me back. Then they retested me in 3rd grade and they were like, okay, like she has dyslexia.
Just like Bree's young diagnosis, dyslexia specialists recommend students be diagnosed at a young age.
Before they start getting into bad habits of reading words incorrectly, we're able to go ahead and fix the problems at an early age, whereas if they've been doing it for several years, it becomes more difficult.
With 1 in 5 students being dyslexic, Lubbock ISD recently introduced a new program called Take Flight into curriculums across the district.
So as we work through the curriculum, they're able to get a better understanding and work at a slower pace with a one-on-one attention.
This new curriculum has made an amazing impact and is one
they're always excited to show off.
It takes us about 2 days to go through. They're making good grades and they feel good about themselves. And that's the way it should be, because kids that are dyslexic are highly intelligent and they can do it.
And for those who are struggling in whatever way, you can always talk to those like Bree, who have turned those adversities into something amazing.
Even though you have tough times and school's really hard and tough and you feel like the world's just against you, you're gonna get through it.
For Lubbock ISD TV, I'm Emily Shafer. Fathers of Coronado alumni were able to come back and honor their sons who walked these very same halls, and the experience was amazing. Coronado had the honor and privilege to host the families of 2 fallen soldiers that were graduates of Coronado High School, as Congressman Jody Arrington paid tribute for their service to our country.
Coming to these things is difficult, but you know, it's also, I think, helpful to express your emotions, and I guess it's okay to cry in public, but you know, I'm very proud of my son and you know, miss him a lot, and think about him every day. So today was a good day.
I can remember his days at this school. It felt me good to see people who were his age, you know, when he graduated and was a senior and that sort of thing, or a junior. And to see that it gave me a lot of renewed hope in our future generation. I feel very good about the whole situation.
Every year, United Supermarkets does their part to give back to our community, one school supply at a time.
I don't think us at United have any more important obligation to our community than education.
I think I hit it. Or close.
Today is our kickoff for our annual back to school drive for our area students. We provide this so our guests, we have a lot of generous guests, and they always come through. Our guests will try to make it easy so they can provide school supplies for students, especially students that are maybe don't have the funds to go to school on equal footing with all the other students.
Feeling alone may seem inevitable, but what if I told you that you aren't alone? And what if I told you that you matter? And your thoughts and your feelings, those matter because you matter. And we're here to support you. And we're here to play your song. And we're playing your song. You just have to listen.
Hey, you won't believe what I just read. Apparently, those six-pack rings that hold our drinks together kill sea turtles all across the world. Straws? They get jammed in the noses of the turtles. Oh, and plastic bags. Whales mistake them as jellyfish and try to consume them. This is awful. I guess we never really think about it. Think about this, though. If it affected us the same, would we still do it?
No. Seattle, a place known for its needle and market. But if you want to get the full experience, you need to talk to the locals.
Locals are always going to know kind of like those more hidden aspects versus, again, the obvious ones that everyone's familiar with. And so you get just insights of things that might be of more interest or uniqueness.
It is known for urbanization and natural beauty. But it has a lot more to offer than one might realize. If you look between the traffic and the thousands of tourists seen daily, you can find your locals.
I think you're going to get a much better picture of what places you should be eating at, where you should be hanging out.
Down here I run into tourists, particularly we're getting into tourist season, and they kind of, I can see they're looking at a map or what they want to do, and they ask me, and I say, what are you doing? And then I might suggest something, or I might suggest a particular place in Pike Place Market, because everybody seems to go down there.
Make sure to use local knowledge on your next trip to Seattle so you'll get the full experience.